All right, today we're going to dive into this really cool classic fable from India, and it tackles a huge question, one that's honestly timeless. What's actually more valuable, having tons of knowledge or having real wisdom? This story's lesson, it might be more important now than ever before. So think about it. Is knowing more always better? I mean, we live in the information age, right? We think having all the data makes us smarter, more prepared. But this old story, it throws a wrench in that idea. It actually sets up this insane life or death test to see if that's really true. Okay, so our story kicks off in this little village. We've got four friends, they've known each other forever. But as they got older, this one huge difference started to show up between them. And this difference, it's literally going to decide who lives and who dies. So on one hand, you've got three of the friends. These guys are brilliant, like capital B brilliant. They've devoured every book, mastered all these complicated sciences. They're basically walking, talking encyclopedias. And then you've got the fourth guy. He's not really a bookworm, but he has something else, something they don't. Just plain old common sense, you know? A real gut-level understanding of how things really work. So naturally, the four of them decide, hey, let's go make our fortunes. They figure all this brain power has got to be worth some serious cash and respect. So they pack up and head for the capital city, totally confident, totally ambitious, and ready to show the world what they've got. Now, this isn't going to be a simple walk in the park. The road to the capital takes them right through this dense, wild forest, and it's in there that they find something that's about to change absolutely everything. So they're trekking along deep in the woods, and they come across this pile of bones just scattered under a big tree. Now, for you or me, that's maybe a little creepy, right? We'd probably just keep walking. But for our three scholars, oh no, this wasn't just a pile of bones. This was an opportunity. One of them immediately kneels down, takes a look, and goes, guys, these are the bones of a lion. And you can just feel the confidence pouring off him. He's like, watch this. With what I know, I can put this entire skeleton back together perfectly. This was it, his big moment. So yeah, where we might see a big flashing red warning sign from Mother Nature, they just saw a final exam. This was their chance to prove just how superior their knowledge was, and they were going to do it in the most dramatic and dangerous way you can possibly imagine. And just like that, they come up with a three-part plan. It's like a project. Scholar number one says, I'll handle the skeleton. Scholar number two chimes in, I've got the flesh, blood, and skin covered. And then the third one makes this just insane claim. He says he can actually bring it to life. I mean, wow. It was this perfect and frankly terrifying showcase of what they could do together. But hold on, the fourth friend, our common sense guy, he's watching this and he is absolutely horrified. He can see exactly how this movie ends. He tries to talk some sense into them like, guys, hello, we are bringing a lion back to life in the middle of nowhere. This might not be a good idea. And what do you think the scholars do? They laugh at him. They just totally dismiss him. They're like, oh, what a fool. This simpleton is just jealous of our amazing knowledge. They couldn't see his wisdom. All they saw was someone who wasn't as smart as them. Their pride, it made them completely blind. So the wise friend realizes, okay, there's no talking to these guys. So he stops arguing, he just acts. He spots the biggest, strongest tree nearby and just scrambles right up it, getting himself to safety. He's gonna let them have their little experiment, but he's gonna watch from a distance. Okay. So this is it, the big moment. Down below, the three scholars get to work, not worried at all. They're about to put all that book learning to the test. And let's just say the result is not what they were expecting. And boom, just like he said he would, the first scholar puts the skeleton together. It's perfect, every bone in the right place. A flawless lion skeleton is now lying on the ground. Step one, complete. Next up, scholar number two. He does his thing, adding all the muscles, the organs, pumping it full of blood, and then stretching skin over the whole thing. And just like that, there's a lion. It's not alive yet, but it looks completely real.
And now for the grand finale. The third scholar steps up. He starts chanting, doing whatever it is he does, pouring all of his knowledge into this one single final act. He's going to bring it to life.
And it works. It actually works. The
The body twitches, the lion's eyes snap open. Unbelievably, their crazy experiment was a total success. This thing gets to its feet, it stretches out these massive muscles, and then lets out this huge, deafening roar that just rips through the entire forest. It's powerful, it's terrifying, and it is very, very real. And what does a lion do when it wakes up? It follows its instincts. It sees 3 tasty-looking meals standing right in front of it, and it pounces. In a split second, their greatest success becomes their very last act. Meanwhile, up in the tree, the 4th friend just watched this whole tragedy play out. He's the one who survived. And why? Not because he was smarter in the book sense, but because he understood the situation. And that brings us to the whole point of this story. See, his wisdom wasn't about the how to build a lion. It was about the why not. It was about knowing that you just shouldn't. That little bit of foresight, that ability to see where things are headed, that was the one thing he had that his brilliant friends didn't, and it saved his life. So here's the lesson, right? Knowledge without wisdom, it's like holding a sword by the blade. Sure, it's powerful, it's impressive, but it's incredibly dangerous, mostly to the person holding it if they don't know what they're doing. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. I mean, we live in a world that is obsessed with information, with data, with knowing more and more. This old story is a pretty powerful reminder that maybe we should be chasing understanding, too. Because yeah, what you know matters, but how you use it, well, that's everything. So let me ask you, if you had to pick one, which would you choose?